จ้าว่าไงจ๊ะเนด้าว่าไงจ๊ะแม่สาวผิวฟ้า
Commander,
มัน
are you
เดอร์
coming to
มัน
check up
มา
on me?
ก็เช็คฉันเนี่ยเหรอ
You look much better.
มันดูดีขึ้น
How
นะ
are you feeling?
รู้สึกเป็นไงบ้าง
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going
เดอ
to
ร์
be
ชักว่าให้
fine.
ความมั่นใจว่า
I
ฉัน
was
จะ
impressed
ส
with
บาย
her
ดี
knowledge of Asari physiology.
ฉันประทับใจกับความรู้ของเธอเกี่ยวกับอาซาริเลยล่ะ
You're in good hands. Dr. Chakwas
ดี
knows
แล้ว
what she's doing.
ดรชวัตเก่งที่สุด
I
เลย
never properly thanked you for saving me from the Geth
ไม่เคยขอบ
Commander.
คุณที่
If
คุ
you
ณช่วย
hadn't
ฉันจาก
shown
เก็บ
up,
ถ้าคุณไม่มานี่ไม่รู้เลยว่าจะเกิดอะไรขึ้น
I'm just glad we got there in time.
ฉันดีใจที่
So am I.
เราไปถึงทันนะ
I know you took a chance bringing me aboard this ship. I have seen the way your crew looks at me. They do not trust me.
แต่แปลกที่ฉันขึ้นเรือมาแล้วก็ลูกเรือคุณ
I will
ตัว
do
ไม่ค่อย
whatever
เชื่อ
I
ฉัน
can
เท่า
to
ไหร่เลย
help you stop Saren. I
ไม่ใช่เบเน
promise.
เซียนะฉันก็จะทำทุกวิถีทางเพื่อหยุดซาเรนเหมือนกันฉันสัญญา
Don't worry, Liara.
ไม่ต้องห่วง
I
เลยล่ะ
trust you. I know you won't let
ฉัน
me
เชื่อ
down.
ในตัวคุณ
It means a lot to hear you say that, Commander. Thank you.
ดังนั้นจะเป็นการคุยแบบจีบ
Tell me about yourself, Liara.
บอกเรื่องเกี่ยวกับตัวเองหน่อยสิ
I am afraid I am not very
อาจ
interesting,
จะไม่
Commander.
น่าสนใจ
I
เท่าไหร่
spend
คอมมาน
most
เดอ
of
ร์
my time on remote
ใช้เวลา
days,
ส่วนใหญ่กับ
unearthing mundane
การขุด
items buried
ใน
in
ที่
long
ห่างไกล
forgotten Prothean ruins.
เพื่อศึกษาซากอารยธรรมของโปรตีน
Sounds dangerous
ดูอันตราย
and lonely.
แล้วก็น่าจะเหงาน่าดู
Sometimes I would run afoul of indigenous life forms
ก็ไป
or
พบกับ
stumble
สิ่งมี
across
ชี
a
วิต
small band of mercenaries
อื่น
or
ๆบ้าง
privateers,
หรือว่าพวก
but I was always careful.
นัก
Until the Geth
รบ
followed
รั
me
บ
to
จ้างอะไร
Ultimus
อย่างเงี้ย
Tower. I never found myself in any
กระทั่งพวก
situation
เจ็ตไล่
my
ล่า
biotics
ฉัน
could
บน
not
ระบบ
handle.
อาชิมิ
As
ทา
for
นนั่นแหละ
solitude, well, that is one aspect that most appealed to me.
ก็น่ากลัวอยู่เหมือนกัน
Sometimes I just need to get away from other people.
บางครั้งฉันชอบที่จะอยู่ห่างไกลจากผู้คน
You don't like other people?
คุณไม่ชอบ
I
คนนะ
suppose it comes from being a matriarch's daughter.
อาจจะเป็นเพราะฉันเป็นลูกสาว
People
ของแมทเทีย
expected me to follow in Benezia's footsteps.
คน
They
คาดหวัง
wanted
ว่า
me
ฉั
to
นจะ
become
ตาม
a
รอย
leader
แม
of
ทเที
our
ย
people.
เป็นผู้นำของผู้คน
Matriarchs guide their followers into the
อยาก
future.
เป็น
They seek the truth of what
ผู้
is
น
yet to come.
ำผู้คน
Maybe
ไป
that's
สู่อ
why
นา
I
คต
became so interested in the
ซึ่ง
secrets
ผู้
of
แสวง
the
หาความ
past.
จริง
It sounds so
แต่ว่า
foolish
ฉัน
when I
น่ะ
say
ชอบ
it out loud.
ค้นคว้าเกี่ยวกับอดีต
It
มากก
sounds
ว่า
like I became an archaeologist simply to spite
จะ
Benezia.
ฟังดูโง่นะ แต่ว่าฉันมาเป็นนักอาร์เคียโลจิสต์เหรอเรียกว่าอะไรพวกขุดนักโบราณคดี
All children rebel against their parents. It's a
เด็กก็
natural
ต่อ
part
ต้าน
of
ผู้ใหญ่
growing
ทั้ง
up.
นั้นแหละเรื่องปกติของการเติบโต
You share the wisdom of the matriarch, Shepard.
คุณ
That
ก็
is
มีความ
exactly
รู้
what
เหมือนกัน
Benezia
นี่
said
เชฟ
when I told her of my decision. But there was more to it
เธอ
than
ก็พูดอย่าง
that.
นี้เหมือนกันเวลา
I
ฉัน
felt
ตัดสิน
drawn
ใจ
to the past.
แล้ว
The
มันยิ่งกว่านั้น
Protheans were
นะ
these
ฉันรู้
wondrous,
สึกดึงดูดกับอดีต
mysterious
ของ
figures.
พวกโปรตี
I
น
wanted to know
ค
everything
วามลึก
about
ลับของ
them.
พวกนั้น
That is
ฉัน
why
อยากจะ
I
รู้
find you so fascinating. You were marked by the beacon on Eden Prime. You were
คุณได้
touched
สัมผัส
by working
บีค
Prothean
อนของอีเดน
technology.
พามคุณสัมผัสกับเทคโนโลยีของโปรตีนโดยตรง
Sounds like you want to dissect me in a lab
ดูเหมือน
somewhere.
คุณ
What?
อยากจะศึกษาผมเลยนะ
I did not mean to insinuate.
มันหมาย
I
ความว่าอ
never
ย่างนั้น
meant to offend you, Shepard.
ไม่ได้อยาก
I
จะ
only meant
กล่าว
that
หา
you would
คุ
be
ณ
an
นะเชฟเฟิร์ด
interesting specimen for an in-depth study. No,
แต่ว่า
that's
คุณอาจจะ
even
น่า
worse.
ค้นคว้าศึกษาเพื่อยิ่งแย่กว่าเดิมอีก
Calm down, Liara. I was
แต่
only
แค่นี้
joking.
ล่ะฉันแค่ล้อเล่น
Joking. Oh, by the
Oh,
goddess!
oh,
How could I be so dense?
อันนี้
You
ชุ่ม
must
จ
think
ริ
I
ง
am a complete and utter fool. Now you know why I prefer to spend my time in the field with data
ๆ
disks
รู้แล้ว
and
ใช่ไหมว่าทำไม
computers.
ฉันถึง
I always seem to say
ชอบที่อยู่
something
คนเดียวกับคอม
embarrassing
พิวเตอ
around
ร์อะไร
other
อย่างเงี้ย
people.
ฉันไม่เก่งกับ
Please,
การคุย
just
กับผู้
pretend
ค
this
น
conversation never happened.
คิดซะว่าการพูดคุยนี้ไม่เคยเกิดขึ้นนะ
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
ได้จ้ะรับสกิลเพื่อนจากหน้าอย่างนี้นะไอปูครับเรียนใครดันหรือว่าไง
Anything you need, Commander?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Dr. Tassoni. Seems like a sweet girl. Easy on the eyes. I mean, if you like the bookish sort.
ดูเป็นสาวน่ารักสวยเลยล่ะถ้าคุณชอบแบบพวกนอนหนังสือนะโอ้ฉันชอบเลยละ
Just remember, Lieutenant, I saw her
ฉัน
first.
เห็นเธอก่อน
Only by a few seconds, sir.
แค่ไม่กี่วินะครับไอ้เหี้ยกวนตีนสุด
Get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
Well, they know about the stonewalling you've had from the council.
They deserve to know what we're up against.
They're on your side. They're pissed about the resistance we're getting, especially from our side. I'll have a better handle on all of it when my head stops hurting. Another L2 flare-up.
Anything I can do?
No, Commander, it'll settle down. It's rough sometimes, but they spike higher than a lot of L3s. Except for you, of course. Besides, I fared a lot better than some after Kinetics was through.
I haven't heard anything about kinetics in a while.
Yeah, they quietly disappeared. Broke up into a bunch of little corps after they botched the training on Jump Zero. After first contact, Kinetics was set up to track Element Zero exposures and develop implants for humans. Once we had an embassy on the Citadel, Kinetics could bring in experts instead of taking it slow.
Is there some reason we couldn't learn it on our own?
They didn't know where to start. Hell, it took a couple of years to even link biotics and EZO. Forget trying to get the kids to move stuff. They had trouble just helping them not break their own limbs. And their choice of teachers didn't help much.
The only experts would have to be aliens.
Dead on. Turians, actually. That's why Kinetics kept it a secret. They were afraid of what people back home would think, asking the Turians for help when we just fought a war with them.
The Asari would have been more acceptable than the Turians.
Yes, but the company didn't go through the Citadel. It would have made Earth look weak, so they discreetly hired some Turian mercenaries.
I'm sure Kinetics did what they thought was best.
It wasn't best for us. They brought in an ex-military Turian named Commander Vernus. A real hard-ass. He basically had a free pass to break us if it would turn out a decent biotic. Kind of spiraled from there, Commander.
Did he ever face charges for that?
He got his, yeah. But like everything else at Jump Zero, it was under the table. The less said, the better. Anyway, this is ancient stuff. I walked it off a long time ago. I should get back to my duties, Commander. We're here to make history, not rehash it.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
Commander?
Do you have a few minutes to talk one-on-one?
Sure. I was just watching some mail from home.
Oh, before I go, we saw Caden in a news vid about the Normandy. He's cute. Later, sis.
Let's pretend this never happened.
Are you interested in the Lieutenant, Chief?
Of course not, sir. Fraternization is against regulations. What's up? You didn't come by to eavesdrop on family mail.
Your family seems to be important to you.
Yeah, we've always been close. Me and my sisters especially. With Dad on duty so much, I had to help Mom raise them.
Did your father serve with the fleet?
Yeah, took any crap posting he could get that offered space time. You know what? He worked his ass off trying to get recognized, but he never made it above serviceman 3rd class. He was real proud when I made Chief. First thing he did was salute.
What about your mother? You haven't mentioned her.
You must know what military wives are like. Strong because they have to be, able to raise kids while Dad's away on a 6-month cruise. She has a degree in planetary geology. She and Dad both wanted to see new worlds. She gave up her career to raise us, though.
You have more than one sister? Sounds like a big family.
Yeah, I'm the oldest, then Abby, then Lynn. Sarah's the youngest. She's still in high school. With 4 girls, Dad used to say he felt more outnumbered at home than on maneuvers.
Where did you grow up?
All over. We transferred a half a dozen times before I finished grade school. You go where personnel command sends you, right? I guess that's why I'm so tight with my sisters. We'd have to leave all our friends every 2 or 3 years.
After helping raise them, your sisters still talk to you? Amazing.
Things were tense between Sarah and me for a while. Then we bonded.
Sounds like your father wasn't around much. Wasn't your family stationed near him?
Dad always wanted to serve in space, but he wanted us to have real ground under our feet. He'd say, space is beautiful, but you can't raise a family there. I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. All times I've enjoyed. For always roaming with a hungry heart, much have I seen and known. Cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments.
I never thought I'd hear you reciting poetry.
Just because I can drill you between the eyes at 100 meters doesn't mean I can't like sensitive stuff. Just don't spread it around. Ulysses was my dad's favorite poem. Every time he shipped out, he recorded me reading it. He had a dozen versions when he retired.
Does he still like it?
I sure hope so. I read it to his grave every time I go home. Dad passed on a few years back. He's probably still watching, though.
You mean from wherever we go after death?
Dead on, Skipper. He's with God now. That's not a problem with you, is it? That I believe in God?
Everyone has the right to believe what they want. Says so in the Alliance Charter. Only with fancier words.
I'm glad you're open-minded about it. I've met a few people who are really weirded out by my faith. Because I work in space, I can't believe in a higher power? Jeez. Hello, have you people looked out the window? How can you look at this galaxy and not believe in something? I should get back to my duties. Didn't mean to take up so much of your time.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Not sure I buy Dr. Tassoni's story about her and her mom not talking. They're family, right?
I think she's being straight with us. Or at least, I don't think she lies very often.
Yeah, she's probably really bad at it. Hey, want me to ask her about her sex life? Might be illuminating.
เป็นเหี้ยอะไรเนี่ย
I don't think she's used to teasing. Good-natured or otherwise.
Aw, no fun, Skipper. Too bad those ruins got destroyed. I mean, they lasted thousands of years. That's impressive.
Dismissed, Chief.
Sir.
What do you want, Shepard?
Nothing.
Suit yourself. What do you want, Shepard?
Nothing.
Suit yourself. What do you want, Shepard?
Why did you become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
Why not stay and help your people?
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
What happened?
I was betrayed. I was head of a small tribe. We were trying to restore order after the war, but the other tribes were against us. They followed Jared, one of the few warlords who survived the war with the Turians. But he was old, and so were his ideas. He wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight. Turians, Solarians, each other. It didn't matter who, as long as we were fighting.
What did you want?
I just wanted Jared to shut up, to stop his ranting. I wanted him to stop leading the tribes astray. But he couldn't understand how much things had changed. We didn't have the numbers to go to war. Even if we did, the genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And for a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes started coming around.
I take it the warlord didn't appreciate that.
No, he didn't. He arranged a crush with the tribes. A meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk. We met at the Hollows, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from, and where we all go. It's as sacred as any Krogan place can be. Violence is forbidden.
It sounds like a trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did. But when your father invites you to a crush, well, there are some laws that even we hold sacred.
Jared was your father?
He was, until that day. We talked, but we didn't get anywhere. When it was clear that I wouldn't join him, he gave the signal. His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead. The few that were loyal to me died quickly. I escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger deep into my father's chest. That is why I left, and that's why I'll never go back.
You must have family other than your father. Don't you miss them?
You trying to make me cry, Shepard? I've got some unfinished business with my family, but that's all.
What kind of business?
Before I left, I made an oath to my father's father. I swore to recover my family's battle armor. It was taken from him after the uprising.
Who has it?
Originally, it was taken by the Turian military. We weren't allowed armor or weapons after the war. Now, it's in the hands of Ton Actus, a Turian scum who collects relics from the war. He's made millions selling Krogan artifacts that were stolen from my people. He's got several bases where he stores his goods, all fortified and guarded. I just don't know which base has my family's armor.
Just tell me where to start looking.
I'll upload the data to your nav system. But Commander, I want to be there when you find him.
So long, Rex.
Shepard. Shepard.
Rex.
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 Commander, good to see you.
You've been with CSEC a while. Have you seen much action?
Well, not as much as you, but yeah, I've seen some interesting things.
I'll bet you have. Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember this Solarian geneticist I was sent to investigate. That case was a bit disturbing.
What happened? Why were you investigating them?
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts, organs mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from citizens.
So what was it?
Both, actually. But it took us a while to figure that out.
So how did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist. So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development, but there was nothing. No Solarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
What did you do about the geneticist?
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation, to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
You mean threaten? Was that really necessary?
Maybe, maybe not. Either way, it paid off. One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up, and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes. Walking, living test tubes.
He was growing parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off. Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good. Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them. Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
I hope he got what he deserved.
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
But you went after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. We just used them to make more organs. But they wouldn't listen.
Well, you can't get them all.
No, but letting him get away like that. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
I suppose I can see both sides. But what's done is done.
I suppose. Can't waste too much time worrying about it now. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
Do you have any idea what happened to Dr. Salion?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart, his idea of a joke, I guess. I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him. I got the transponder frequency for his new ship, but I just can't get anyone to check it out.
I'll check out the coordinates when I get a chance.
I was hoping you'd say that. But Commander, take me with you when you go. If it's Salion, I want to be there when you find him. Commander, good to see you.
Yeah.
Commander?
Do you have a few minutes to talk one-on-one?
I should get back to my duty, Skipper. Rifles don't maintain themselves. Not yet, anyway. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
Dismissed, Chief.
Sir.
Shepard, I need to talk to you. It's important.
Is something wrong?
You know the data you took from those Geth control nodes? The information you uploaded to Alliance Control? I want a copy of it.
You want to bring this data back to the migrant fleet?
Those files have information that could be vital to our efforts to understand the Geth. It could be the key to helping us reclaim our homeworld.
If I give you this data, your pilgrimage is over. You'll go back to your own people.
Not right away. I'll stay with you as long as it takes to stop Saren. But my people need this.
You think you can use this information to destroy your enemy?
Not right away. We will need to study it. It could take years, but it will give us new insight into how the Geth have changed and evolved over the past centuries.
Go ahead. Make a copy.
My people, I owe you a great debt. One I can never repay. The only thing I can offer in return is what you already have. My solemn promise to stay with you until Saren and his Geth armies are defeated.
I never wanted anything more.
Thank you, Shepard.
I get the feeling you want to ask me something, Commander.
Maybe we could pick up where we left off. You were telling me about your interest in the Protheans.
Actually, I think I was talking about my interest in you, and making a fool of myself in the process. As I said, I am not used to dealing with people, especially humans. I did not really know much about your species when we first met, Shepard. I found it hard to take humanity seriously. Your kind always seemed so rushed and high-strung.
We don't have the luxury of time. An Asari can live for 1,000 years. We're lucky if we hit 150.
That is true. At first I thought that was a weakness of your species. After spending time with you and your crew, however, I think it may actually be an advantage. You humans are creatures of action. You pursue your goals with an almost indomitable determination. It is an admirable trait, but also an intimidating one.
You're scared of us?
Unfortunately, the rest of the galaxy sees humanity as something of a bully. You run over anyone in your path to get what you want. It is up to people like you to change their minds, Shepard.
Why me?
There is a reason the Council chose you to become a Spectre. They saw something special in you. The best of what humanity has to offer. I looked into your history. I know what you did during the Blitz. It was a remarkable display of courage and heroism.
You didn't need to go behind my back. I would have told you whatever you wanted to know.
I apologize, Commander. After our last conversation, I was afraid I would say something stupid again. I wanted to know more about you. To understand what made you into the man you are. There is something compelling about you, Shepard.
Are you sure you're interested in me? Or is it my visions of the Protheans?
I admit, your connection to the Protheans had something to do with my initial interest, but it has grown beyond that. You intrigue me, Shepard, but I was not sure if it was appropriate to act on my feelings. I thought there might already be a relationship between you and Chief Williams.
Williams and I are just friends, nothing more.
My mistake, then. I am not as adept at understanding human relationships as I thought. But what about us, Shepard? Is there a mutual attraction, or was I wrong about that too?
No, you were right. There is something between us.
I knew it, and I knew you felt it too. But does this not seem rather strange? Why do I feel so close to you? We have only known each other a short time. We are from two different species. We have almost nothing in common. This makes no sense.
These things never make sense. They just happen, and we get swept up in the storm.
You make it sound so chaotic, so dangerous.
I'll keep you safe.
I am not looking for a protector. This is all a bit overwhelming. I am not used to this. You. I need some time.
Take all the time you need, Liara. I'll be here.
Thank you, Shepard. Let's just talk about something else for now.
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.